In a prophetic twist that has the attention of believers and skeptics alike, recent events unfolding in Israel are sending shockwaves through the prophetic community. A perfect red heifer has been officially approved by rabbinical authorities in Israel. At the same time, temple activists have announced plans to lay the first cornerstone for the long-awaited Third Temple in Jerusalem. For many, this is not just a religious headline. It is a sign that we are entering into a prophetic countdown unlike anything the world has seen since the days of Jesus. But what does this mean for the future of Israel and the world? Could this be the event that ignites the final chain of biblical prophecy? Is this the stage-setting moment for the arrival of the Antichrist, the tribulation period, or even the second coming of Christ? Let's break down the ancient roots, prophetic implications, and current developments behind this shocking update. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The red heifer, the biblical mystery unlocked. In Numbers 19, God commanded Moses and Aaron to find a spotless red heifer, a cow without blemish or defect, one that had never been yoked. This heifer was to be sacrificed outside the camp, and its ashes were to be used in a ritual purification process, especially for those who had come into contact with a dead body. This is the statute of the law which the Lord has commanded. Tell the people of Israel to bring you a red heifer without defect, in which there is no blemish, and on which a yoke has never come. Numbers 19:2. This ritual was essential for cleansing the priests and temple vessels. Without the red heifer, the Levitical priesthood cannot resume sacrifices, and the temple cannot be purified, meaning no third temple can be fully functional without it. And now, after nearly 2,000 years, one has finally been approved. A perfect red heifer found. Why this matters now. In recent years, Israel's Temple Institute, a religious organization dedicated to rebuilding the temple, partnered with Christian farmers in Texas to breed red heifers according to biblical standards. Several calves were flown to Israel and kept under constant rabbinical observation. As of July 2025, one of these red heifers has officially passed the inspection. Not a single white or black hair was found. It has never been yoked, injured, or blemished, and it is of the right age for sacrifice. This development has electrified the Jewish and Christian communities. Because if the red heifer is sacrificed soon, and the ashes are prepared, then for the first time in 2 millennia, biblical purification can begin. The red heifer isn't just a ritual animal. It's a prophetic trigger. Rabbi Chaim Richman, Temple Institute. The first stone, temple construction begins. Alongside the red heifer announcement, Temple Mount activists and members of the Temple Institute have revealed that preparations are being made to lay the first cornerstone of the Third Temple. The cornerstone has already been carved and prepared. Reports suggest that multiple groups are pushing for a public ceremony, one that could take place very soon, potentially sparking international controversy. But why the rush? Why now? Because many in the religious Jewish community believe that the conditions are ripe. Israel is a sovereign state. The utensils and priestly garments are ready, and now, with the red heifer approved, ritual purity is within reach. They are not waiting for Messiah to build the temple. We will build the temple, and the Messiah will come, not the other way around. Gershon Solomon, Temple Mount Faithful. The Third Temple in Prophecy, Biblical Clues. The Third Temple plays a key role in end-time prophecy. Here's why believers are watching closely. A. Daniel's prophecy. He shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. Daniel 9 verse 27. For the Antichrist to end sacrifice and offering, they must first be reinstated. This implies a functioning temple. Jesus and the abomination of desolation. When you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee. Matthew 24 verse 15. The holy place must exist. Jesus is pointing to a future event, likely in a rebuilt temple, where the Antichrist will desecrate the altar. Paul's warning. He, the man of sin, will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 4. Again, This requires a temple. Paul is giving us a clear blueprint of what the Antichrist will do and where. So if the red heifer is ready and the cornerstone is set to be laid, then we are witnessing the very foundation of end times prophecy being fulfilled. Temple preparations. What's already ready? Most people don't realize just how far along preparations are for the third temple. The Temple Institute has already recreated the golden menorah, 6 feet tall, pure gold, built the table of showbread, constructed the altar of incense, fashioned the high priest's garments, including the breastplate, recreated the silver trumpets and shofars, trained Levitical priests in animal sacrifice. Everything is ready. The only thing missing was ritual purity, and that requires the ashes of the red heifer. Until now, international tensions, the Temple Mount dilemma. The Temple Mount is one of the most volatile pieces of land on earth. Though it is under Israeli sovereignty, the Muslim Waqf currently manages the site, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque and Dome of the Rock stand atop it. Any move to lay a cornerstone or begin construction could ignite global outrage. Many fear that such a move would spark a regional war with Islamic nations, cause riots and unrest across the Middle East, lead to UN intervention. Yet, despite the risk, religious groups in Israel are determined to proceed. Some believe this conflict is exactly what the Antichrist will use to rise, a peaceful solution that allows the Jews to rebuild while appeasing the Muslim world. Could this be the covenant with many foretold in Daniel? What this means for Christians. For Christians, the building of the third temple is not just a Jewish event. It is a prophetic marker. Jesus said, "When these things begin to happen, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption draws near." Luke 21 verse 28. Christians watching this unfolding story should be spiritually alert, share the gospel boldly, prepare their hearts for what may soon come. Some believe the rapture will occur before the third temple is defiled by the Antichrist, while others see the church going through part of the tribulation. Either way, the time is short. Could this be a false start? Some skeptics argue that previous red heifers have been declared perfect, only to later be disqualified. Could this one face the same fate? It's possible. However, the difference now is the timeline. This red heifer has reached the biblically required age for sacrifice, around 3 years old, and is still unblemished. That narrows the window for disqualification. Temple advocates say that this is the closest they've ever come to full readiness in modern history. Folded hands like, share, subscribe for more end-time revelations. Because the time is short,